Yeah, it took you a second to catch up and realise I don't live in the Pacific Standard Time zone. Didn't it, YouTube?
Or do they?
That doesn't even... Never mind.
Or do they? Let's put this on Tumblr. Let's find a good GIF for this. It really bothers me how large Amulet's sword is. I don't like people with large swords. Large swords almost never look good. It's not a euphemism,
What if you are a large person with a large sword?
Well, then the sword would basically just be normal sized.
Fair.
It's a bit of the giants of Ipswich face the Titans of Manchester, making it a normal sized situation.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so apparently, like, we should have
Quite studious. How splendid.
some
It's such a good sketch. I'm gonna put it in the chat. You'll find out.
Yeah, you do. I'm gonna look for this guy's notebook because apparently, like, his notebook. Well, name, please. Ah, there we go, a compendium. No, that's not right.
Will help you grow.
Notebook, more stories.
Every kick of it massively mattering to someone, presumably.
We've got a shit ton of DLC things, so let's look at the formation of Vanagand.
I put that in the chat because it's so good. It's so good.
Mitchell and Webb are just such perfect comedians.
Valkyria squad, an elite unit within the Jutland army, was crowned.
Oh, so it is a
with
thing. Okay.
ferocious moniker.
Yeah.
They were heroes in the European Liberation War. But let me share with you the untold story of this unit's founder.
Was it just Amulet going on a bunch of pubs being like, hey guys, wanna form a wolf unit?
A wolf unit with a misspelled name.
The world power's restrictions grow harsher with each day. Parliament and my king father alike are sitting on their hands, while their wrist-wringing diplomats negotiate. But now is the time for our country to rise and fight back. Your Highness, the safety of His Royal Majesty's
Who rings their
is
wrists?
foremost on his mind.
Yeah.
I understand that, but defending our lives at the cost of our livelihoods is a poor form of protection indeed. Our imported Ragnite supply is dwindling, and the people are suffering for it. If we do not act, Jutland will lose the strength to stand. And that, I fear, is precisely what Ruse wants. Weakening Jutland as if pouring poison down our ears.
Nice Hamlet reference.
Honeyed lies into those of the major powers. I cannot sit idly by as this kingdom dies a creeping death. And yet, I am powerless to stop it.
is Ruse telling everyone else?
Yeah.
Pardon me. Parliament is starting to lean toward war, Your Highness.
I beg your pardon?
Or is Ruse telling anyone else anything at all?
Many of the younger politicians have rallied together in support, and it's spilled beyond Parliament.
Yeah, I'm not... We know that Ruse has like an economic blockade of several countries for some reason.
World powers. It would seem a coordinated effort is being made to reshape Jutland's future. I believe Lieutenant Gronkair is part of this cabal.
Gronkair? You mean Amlet?
He's pushing to form an anti-Valkyria squad. A specialized team trained to combat Ruse's Valkyria.
Okay, I can't hear what they're saying, so whilst she's got like a decent mouth animation, he does not. It's just his mouth opening and closing all the time with no other movements on his mouth at all.
Given that he was a student of yours, Princess, I thought this might interest you.
Imagine him taking initiative for once. Oh heavens.
What? Gus, what fucking draft in this royal apartment is making your coat sway in the breeze? Your princess's hair sway in the breeze, but not your sister's coat.
Has the commission of this unit already been approved?
No, there's been some resistance from the moderates.
Princess. Godot, Miranda, please get ready. We will be departing soon. To Parliament.
On second thoughts, let us not go to Parliament. It is a silly place.
Ophelia spoke
Wait.
to Jutland's parliament.
Her name's Miranda.
The war effort.
Yeah.
The young princess's sincere voice spurred
Are we gonna get any more Shakespeare things
support
here?
for the anti-war
Probably.
movement less and less.
Also, Parliament is only like 5 people.
Monarchy officially declared war at long last and approved the creation of Bannerley.
So presumably there's like one moderate.
Second Lieutenant Amlet Gronkair, in view of the upcoming battle with Ruse, I hereby promote you to First Lieutenant. Furthermore, you are
I think they were just too lazy to model an entire House of Commons or a Senate or some shit.
Yes, Your Majesty.
This unit's founding was made possible by my daughter's call to action, though it was you who first lobbied for it, yes?
Yes, I'm grateful for Princess Ophelia's support. The citizens of Jutland have long suffered under Ruse's cruelty. Expecting someone else to come along and solve our problem simply isn't an option. Waiting, we realized, won't save lives.
So she's more complicit in this than just ignoring a war crime.
Yes.
I hold your patriotism in high regard. Now, go forth. What a gifted young man. His valiant spirit is indicative.
Hey, my lord.
My lord.
I am proud to see Jutland as a hero in its time of need. Men like him were made to light their nation's darkest hour.
Just so, Father.
Ophelia, my dear daughter.
Yeah, but it's not the hero it needs, is it? All the one it deserves. It's just kind of there.
Was declaring war truly the right
And he just has to go around like to think like, we have created the squad, there's no enough a wolf, we have snuff for people, stuff them to death.
Your kind heart has been a blessing to our land. But you must trade the banner of peace for the sword of war. Jutland needs more heroes.
Nevertheless,
It's actually kind of nice to see a princess character who is just this fucking bloodthirsty.
whatever do you mean, my child?
Yeah.
I would like for you to hear one last plea.
Although it is gratifying to see her be bloodthirsty and at the same time not actually like spilling blood.
To form the anti-Valkyria squad, drafted citizens with high Ragnite aptitude were identified from their physical exams.
For a second there, I thought the blonde one wasn't wearing anything on her lower half except for a jacket. Her shorts are very nearly the same colour as her skin.
Yeah, I had a moment there too.
It was well known that no man is better at handling Ragnite.
or ladies for that matter, you'll all soon learn what it means to be physically, mentally, and socially outclassed. You're welcome.
I was an engineer before the draft. Nice to meet you.
I design mana stuff. Anyway, are the weapons done? I told him to make mine cute.
Me? I've been away from the military for a while, but I ended up being called back. I thought I'd be returning to a dingy troop full of men, but I'm more than happy to see lots of beauties in our ranks. Look forward to working with you.
In addition, sentiment in favor of the war had grown throughout the country, and many volunteered to enlist.
I'm a former teacher. I volunteered to protect my homeland. For the children who will one day inherit Jutland, I'll give my all in eradicating the Ruck threat.
I used to be part of the main force, but I heard that the latest weaponry will be provided to the anti-Valkyria squad. We're going all out at Ruse anyway. I want to do it with a bang.
Hi, thanks for waiting. Helena Anderson, and this here's Bloom Thompson. We elected the chance to put those rucks in their place.
Maybe you shouldn't say that kind of stuff to our superiors, Helena.
Her mouth animation's awful. John Deere's is awful. See, most of the men seem to have worse mouth animations than some of the women.
Wow, she's ready to throw it down.
Me oh my, the proletariat is such a pugilistic pack. Don't get your bodies in a bunch over me, my lowborn beauty.
Big talk. But can you back it up? Let's see if you can even throw down with the toughest commoner around.
The toughest commoner?
Isn't this unit a little too chipper?
Like being back in school.
Well, it never hurts to be energetic.
Heads up. The commanding officer has arrived.
Good. You're all here. From today forward, you are all members of Jutland's new anti-Valkyria squad, Vannergan. I expect each of you to give us everything you've got in order to protect this country. We need to be ready for anything, so let's begin training immediately. That's all for now.
First thing I need you to do in order to protect this country is, ladies, could you put on some fucking trousers and tie your hair up, for God's sake?
The front line is no place for a princess.
My King Father has been convinced otherwise, as he can avow.
I am Lieutenant Villefort, Godot Villefort. As per the King's request, I will be joining the squad and accompanying the princess. I shall serve as Commander Amlet's adjutant and Princess Ophelia's bodyguard.
Ophelia,
Absolutely not.
I haven't even said anything yet.
Your countenance says it all. Save your objections, for I have already made up my mind. 'Twas I who enjoined Parliament to form this unit. How can I hide behind palace walls while sending you to war? You said so yourself, Amlet Gronkair. Waiting saves no one. If sacrifices must be made to relieve my people's suffering, then surely I ought to offer more than my prayers. So far as I am able, I will fight to protect my subjects.
Is she
Oh, I
serious?
expect you to...
This might be a more difficult mission than I thought.
What she'd do if she was actually responsible would be to study with great strategists, learn the practicalities of war in terms of supply and medicine and how to strategize correctly. That's what she should be doing.
Yeah.
Also, some more hand-to-hand combat training, just in case the worst comes to the worst.
This is a true story.
Because I don't understand why it seems to be beyond her to understand that if you're in all-out war, why wouldn't the Rouge Empire proceed to assassinate her father and leave this country leaderless?
Yeah. Did not think this through.
She's an idiot, that's what she is.
Welcome. Come again.
I dare say she'd be more useful if she was like the oh no, war is bad kind of princess who was married off to a competent noble. Because at least then she wouldn't actively be in the way.
Come back anytime.
Edward! We were just talking about things royals can do in war.
What do you want?
And we're like, maybe don't fight on the front lines, maybe devote yourself to logistics. And the exquisite worship of I almost said Wellifator. That's a completely different hound.
Is that the sibling of Velvetor who uses Weller hair products?
It's a good dog.
Pretty good, yeah?
What they lack in velvetiness, they make up in their ability to shake their entire body in one of those hair advert model hair shakes. The last time that happened, it lasted for many months, and the sun and the moon were blotted out for 3 days.
That is how you know that she is a good dog.
Undulation of the body.
Such a wise dog.
Captain?
What is it?
I want to trust you.
What are you talking about? If you have a complaint about my command decisions, all ears.
I think you know what I mean.
No, I don't.
I see. Let's discuss this another time. The princess trusts you.
Is he talking about his lack of past?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, in fact, he looks like a Final Fantasy protagonist.
You look like a Final Fantasy protagonist.
No, I don't.
Well done.
I mean, I can't double as an underwear model, so you know I don't.
Yo. What do you want? See ya.
Will you not invite our Scandinavian friends to join us on the chat?
What's the matter?
If she's so inclined. Just say if you want me to invite you.
I meant invite out loud, not in the thing. That'd be a bit presumptuous. I mean, in like the traditional use of the word invite.
Wait, we should have turned in reports. Shit.
Well done. Well done.
Op details are as follows.
I think the constantly looking at that map is reminding me of my favourite. A country you think about so little. John Oliver joke. It's the one where he looks. I can't remember which country it is he's actually talking about, but it's a country you think about so little you didn't even realise that's not a country. That's the Caspian Sea.
Hang on, Moldo. Is Moldo Moldova? Or is
I would
Moldo
presume
not
yes.
Moldova?
It's such a similar name.
Yeah.
Where is Moldova? Where is the Caspian Sea?
That's all. Vandergen, move out.
I think yes. I mean, weren't we saying that Syria is quite Ukraine-like?
Yes.
Moldova is right next to Ukraine, and it's kind of sandwiched in between Ukraine and Romania. In the same way that Moldova is sandwiched between Jutland and Ukraine. Not Ukraine, Syria. Yeah. I might have just completely mangled that entire sentence, but you know, I'm pretty sure you can figure out what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Caspian Sea isn't in Europe at all. I don't know why I thought it was.
It's said that the Jutland army, along with the Absarian militia, stressed the fact
Oh, that changes everything.
Mm-mm.
that their main objective of that
Well, it doesn't change everything, but it changes a fair amount. If the Azure Sea doesn't look like it's actually the Caspian Sea, it looks like it might actually be the Black Sea.
And because
Oh,
of
okay.
that, the morale of the Jutland army had increased with righteous indignation. Needless to say, the support
Which
and
means that
expectations
if
of the fervent public
Syria
pushed them
would
forward
be...
even more.
Yeah, because Bulgaria and Bulgaria are in more or less the same place on the Azure Sea. Bulgaria is on the Azure Sea where Bulgaria is on the Black Sea.
Mm-mm.
So we're looking at Georgia and Turkey.
As your excellency is, we will lure them to
And then it's straight into Russia.
Well, tell them not to screw it up. Tell them if they live until nightfall, they get a
Yeah, I don't really know the geography of my own continent past.
I guess it was worth
Well,
it
frankly,
all
past
the way.
Romania. I really don't know it at all.
Yeah, I don't much know the geography of Europe, but I don't much know the geography of the UK. I know roughly Scotland. Well, I know more than rough. I know where Scotland, Wales, England, and Northern Ireland are. I don't know where cities are.
They mostly make munitions, but I suppose it could be...
Is London on the Scottish border? Maybe. No one knows.
Of course it isn't.
One of Parliament's highest
If London was on the Scottish border, then England would be bigger than it is.
That's certainly one theory. No one knows.
No, we know
where
it's
it is.
true. Back when Tamworth was the ancient capital, the borders of England went much further into what we now call Scotland. It's only after the capital moved down to London that we lost that land.
Is Tamworth up in the north or is it down near Cornwall? No one knows.
Okay, you've successfully managed to, like, construct that sentence in such a way that I want to stab you now.
That is not true. You never wish to stab me.
You just called me Northern. Not Northern, I'm from the Midlands.
Or are you?
Yes, I am.
I don't know how I ended up with this party, but let's go with it.
Enemy sighted. Intercept the enemy. Enemy reinforcements sighted.
Isn't it like the best looking party though?
It's pretty good looking, although it is smaller than it should be.
Okay, so my new theory of the geography of this place is more... It's to the eastern coast of the Black Sea. I don't know why I thought the Caspian Sea was in Central Europe, but it makes no sense.
Perhaps, in truth, Denmark borders the Black Sea. It doesn't.
Okay, but remember I was saying last stream about that semi-fictional Anglo-Saxon kingdom?
Yeah.
And the Varangian Guard? They'll put Jutland in Turkey.
Yes.
Wasn't that a fun lesson? Out of my way, rock.
So in basically the right place for that fictional kingdom and the Varangian Guard.
Oh, okay. It looks like the party's set, and we like. So you admitted to. I always suspected.
But I'm looking at it right now on a map. You're just north of Germany.
In truth, north of Germany there is just ocean.
But I saw that Danny Kaye movie about Hans Christian Andersen. Are you telling me that was all fictional instead of just mostly fictional?
Alright. Terribly sorry. Let's end this. Rest in peace.
I see Chloe has gone a bit wolfy there. No. No. Denmark will never materialise off your coast. I destroy you. England.
You know, actually looking at this map, I've got a new respect for the Vikings. That is actually genuinely quite far away.
Reinforcements! Commander down!
Kazakhstan is massive.
Who's next?
My god. Looking at the map of the world on Google Maps and you can just spin it. Doesn't have hard edges. I love this. some tiny ass islands in the Pacific.
Keep an eye on them.
This will settle it.
I am sworn to the crown.
Don't want to get over how big Kazakhstan is. Pretty fucking big.
On a scale of 1 to large, it's like an 8.
Yeah, it's pretty big. I think it's... I can't tell just by looking, but I think it's a bit smaller than America, but it's still pretty fucking big. I'd say go you, Kazakhstan, but it looks like it's really not super green. Although I can't tell if that's because mountains, desert, or like urbanization. I mean, on this map, it could be fucking anything, to be honest.
You ready?
But what are Norwegians trying to distract Sweden from?
From the word.
This should be easy.
Open fire. This'll be a good warm-up. Piece of cake, right? Open fire.
Seems I'm in the zone.
This'll be a good warm-up. It's over. It's over.
All right, let's do this.
What does the regular armed forces of Jutland look like?
Don't know. Apparently.
Because
oh, no.
I'm looking at these two and, like, did they not use guns?
We do have guns on us. We just seem to mostly be in favour of using these Ragnite weapons.
We don't have Ragnite bullets.
Ragnite's probably too valuable for that.
Effectively.
Although, actually, I say that, but I'm pretty sure Valkyria Chronicles 1 does have people using Ragnite gas.
Satisfying at all.
Oh god, I remember that.
They're no match for us. Yeah. Hoorah! Take it all the way!
Okay, let me work out when this war took place. Not this war, we know when this war took place.
Yeah, takes place in 1863. 53.
No, it's 51.
No, it's definitely 53. Yeah, 'cause it's the same year that the Crimean War started.
What's the Crimean War about?
Crimea, mostly. Russian expansionism and economic policy.
You're so weak.
They're like, the Crimean War is mostly fought by like Britain and France, not by a small team of attractive anime Denmarkers.
Geographically displaced anime Danes.
It is a little known fact that Denmark is the most anime country.
No match for
It's just chock-a-dock of like giant high schools that teach people like combat, where they go around with bento boxes and giving people confession notes and being like, shit, I need a Danish name.
Alice?
I hope Anna Senpai notices me.
You said Norwegians made it up. They made up the most anime country in order to more effectively distract Swedes.
Yes.
And Germans, because as we all know, Germans fucking love anime.
They do.
Remember that time they sent an anime to Eurovision and we all mocked her?
Yes.
I am Maxime, Grand General of the Ruzi Empire.
The Grand General? A lapdog to the Empire. I thought you were the Prince of Valkyria.
Your point?
Oh hey, white-haired, blue-eyed, was his name Yuri? Guy from Shadow Hearts.
Keep an eye on it. All right.
Please, Prince Laertes. I destroy you. Sheathe your sword. Dexeria is not our enemy. Keep an eye on the new Ruse Empire. Keep an eye on it. Keep an eye on it.
Will you stop running away? What are you cold still?
In 1871, Ohio lawyer Clement Vallandigham accidentally shot and killed himself while demonstrating how the victim in a murder case might have shot and killed himself. Thankfully, his client did get off. I mean, there's reasonable doubt, and then there's that. Right?
Well, case closed.
Okay, so this war has to have taken place before 1135, but after about 550.
Watch it. All right. Let's end this.
Rest in peace. Be gone.
You can just block everything. Hang on. Amber has a really big sword. Maybe you can't block him.
Reinforcements. Stay vigilant. Watch this. Who's next?
She's terrifying. Amazing. I like to use my head for maths sometimes just to keep it like functioning. But I'm too lazy, so no.
How the fuck do you block a grenade? They're grenades!
Constant vigilance.
Burn them all. Keep an eye on them.
Your ears.
Watch this. Keep an eye on them.
Okay, I've narrowed it down even more. This war has to have taken place between 674 and 1135.
Okay.
But I want Yoa to have been young. So about 100 or 200. So that means it has to be 874. Between 874 and between 774 and 1135.
Get lost. I will not yield. Stay vigilant.
I could have this war take place in the 900s.
Oh yeah, you could. That's a good time for it.
Keep an eye on them.
300. That's fine. That works great.
Stay vigilant.
There we go. Now we know.
Now we know.
Now we know.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
The bombing's about to begin. If we stay any longer...
What are you doing? Get away from there!
Hurry! Ophelia!
Oh no, Phoebe! Is she dead?
She's just unconscious. This place might go up any second. We need to get out of here.
She should be dead.
Your Excellency, are you alright? We must fall back. But first, rescue any survivors. Those
Maybe this will teach her to put on some more appropriate outfits.
After nearly dying because I was wearing crinoline and a corset, I've decided to dress in more practical clothes and a corset because that whale don't stop most of the force of the explosion from hitting my intestines.
Honestly, I can live with the corset, to be honest. It's actually one of the most period appropriate things these people are wearing.
Yeah.
I just wish it was a more practical corset.
This Reaper lady looks so ridiculous.
Her name is Brunhilde. Oh, Brunhilde. Do not be arrogant, mortal. The fuck?
You dare to defy us. We are your partner. Without us, you cannot even exist in this world.
I shall comply. For that is my atonement.
The mission was a success, Captain. Oh, thank God.
I fainted? Yepers. But hey, the mission went super duper. Kaboom!
Are you okay, Your Highness?
What I want to know is how is the back of Amleth's coat burned, but her hair is fine?
Once again, I proved to be completely useless.
Well.
I would have liked it to have like singe, so she goes home and comes back wearing a pair of trousers and a long leather coat and with nice short hair.
I'm already a grown-up man.
Yoo-hoo, Hansi. Yes? Didn't you know, for a boy to become a man, he must first have a...
Really? You look like you're about
By
16.
parting the veil of a goddess's... Ow!
Don't teach Hans stupid things like that.
Oh, I thought you were hitting on him for a second then, mate.
Yes, Miss Bridget.
Huh? Hans. Oh, right. Sorry. And by the way, congratulations, Captain.
Am I the only one shipping Hans and... not Hans, weirdo, fop guy and Brigitte here?
I don't know, weirdo fop guy seems a bit too foppish.
Yeah, but she's getting very Sundare with him.
That's true.
Also, come on, she dommed the shit out of him.
We're going to assist the main army. We'll dismantle their primary mono weaponry, then attack the Admiral. Hans, relay our plan. When we flank them, that's the time to retreat and recover. Yes, sir. Let's go.
You sure you're up for this?
Yes. I shan't disgrace myself in front of the others again.
With the arrival of the anti-Valkyria squad, the Ruzi army was thrown into a moment of disarray. In that time, the Jutland army retreated, covered their formation, and were able to maintain the battlefront. Amlet's unit resupplied with the main group and rested at a frontline encampment before deploying into battle.
I'm going to bet that when we do eventually encounter Valkyria in this game, right, she's not going to be anywhere near as threatening as Silvaria was. Because Silvaria was a real problem, like, all of the time she was on the field. Like, she could one-shot any of your units, including your tanks, and she could basically block everything. So you just had to try and keep everyone out of her line of sight.
What's the matter? Captain Gonker!
Yeah. Are we all thinking that that Brunhilde is in fact the Valkyria then?
Yeah.
Pretty obvious, isn't it? And the Valkyria is Maria.
Yeah.
What's the matter? Well done.
Whoa, cool!
Doesn't look like we can buy any more stuff.
This'll be tough, even for us.
Huh?
Our so-called captain doesn't seriously expect us to charge forth like common foot soldiers, right? Right?
If he does, I'm going to doubt his sanity.
Gustav must be in that tower. I'll get there no matter what it takes. And have my revenge. Time to wrap things up. Only we can do this. It's no different than any other mission.
Everyone, charge!
Yeah, I'm wondering if like any of these characters are named after characters from the Ring des Nibelungen.
Maybe seems entirely possible.
Yeah, Wotan, Fricka, Freya, Donna, Fro, Erda, Loge, and the Norns. Sigmund, Seglin, Siegfried. I can see that all of these characters came from fucking Dark Souls. Hunding, Gunther, Gudrun, Hagen, and then you got all the Valkyries, which I'm not going to go into. Some Rhine Maidens, Woglin, Belgen, Lostwilder, Giants, Basalt, Fafner, some Nibelungs, Alberic, and a mine. Or somebody called Mime. I don't know. So, I suppose you've got a choice. You can either watch or read or whatever, or listen to the Ring des Nibelungen, or you can read / watch / whatever the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
And they seem to be mostly about the same thing. Evil rings. Or a really powerful ring, if that.
Let's end this! Alright. That all you got? Push through! Alright.
See, well, they are supposedly an anti-Valkyria squad. I've not seen anything that makes me think that they could take down, like, a Valkyria, as seen in Valkyria Chronicles 1. Because, like, Sylvaria could just block bullets. She was pretty good at that. The only reason we managed to defeat her in Valkyria Chronicles was because, you know, she put away her lance and shield and was like, I'm going to face you with a machine gun for some reason.
I'm not clear on how they know there was a Valkyrie there.
I think Violet mentioned before that Amlet's encountered the Valkyrie before.
And that
Presumably on
seemed
that.
to be Reaper.
Yeah.
No, but just because they have an anti-Valkyria squad doesn't necessarily mean they'll be any good at it. Instead, just going off the word of one guy.
Yeah.
Wait a second, though. He learned about that when he was making an attempt on the Emperor of the Rouge Empire's life. So, how did Jutland find out about this?
Yeah.
But you were trying to murder him, why? And how?
So, did you come to meet a Grand General, or did you get lost on your way to the privy?
Gustav!
Oh no, not my favourite one of the Grand Generals. I mean, before Maxim became one. I just really like the name Laertes for some reason. I had a Sneasel in Pokemon Colosseum, and I called that Laertes for some inexplicable reason, and I got really attached to him.
Make me act with reckless abandon. The nerve of that puffed-up Prince of Paupers. Why,
Huh? Where's the captain? Oh.
He's not here. I wonder if we got separated somewhere.
Well, I'll be damned. Looks like your little princess platoon lives up to the hype after all. Vannergand, was it? We owe you a lot these days. You've certainly got our intelligence division whipped up into a frenzy. Even so, we're still missing a few minor details. Oh? Here she comes. Well then, I'll leave the dirty work to her.
Get back here! Valkyria.
Yay! My favourite Grand General lives to see another day! She looks a lot less menacing when you realise how big her tits are under that cloak.
Yeah.
It's eerily quiet. There's no one here. Is it over?
Something's not right. Agreed. This doesn't feel right.
Huh?
Is that singing?
What the?
My chest. Ah! What? What's... It hurts. This is alchemy.
No. Magic?
Who's singing?
I can hear it.
Princess!
Phoebe! What now?
I'm not like before. This time, I can still fight.
This kind of boss battle.
Valkyria.
Is salvation.
With this sword, I can stand next to you.
Death is not
This ends here.
Well, that was over quickly.
Ah, you fool, this isn't even her final form!
I can't beat it. I'm going to die here. I'm sorry, everyone.
You can't think you like took out all of her health in like a split second.
The singing. It's coming from that thing?
So that is the Valkyria.
That's it? So they are Reapers, at least in appearance.
You need to get out of here. We're not ready to face this thing yet.
Huh? What did you say?
I'll keep it busy. Go!
But, Captain, do you have a death wish, Captain?
The only one allowed to defeat you is me. I cannot abide you dying before our duel.
This isn't like you, Captain.
I'm having doubts about your judgment. I can't obey that command.
We'll make our own decisions.
I'm sorry, since when did you have a thing?
Yeah.
There's only one thing to do.
Vanargan, form up!
I look forward to you all getting
Target the Valkyria.
court-martialed for disobeying a direct order.
I'm sure we'll be fine. Ophelia has blackmail material.
Like the war crime.
Yeah.
She looks so ridiculous from this angle. Stop using it. That will make her tits smaller.
Did her tits just get bigger? This can happen.
Spread out. Keep an eye on the enemy's movements. And don't stay in one place too long.
Thinking, Captain? Trying to take on a Valkyria by yourself.
Yeah, she really is no scratch on Selvaria. If it was Selvaria, they'd all be dead by now.
Yeah, but this is a different kind of game, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, for starters, Valkyria Chronicles 1 had more objectives than just win or lose.
Yeah, it did.
Like, capture this area. Hold this area of land. Destroy X things. Not just kill everything on the field. This game's far more simplistic. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
No, but again, this game sets up a certain amount of expectations by having Valkyria slapped on it.
I know, but can you imagine trying to keep your entire squad out of her line of sight in this form of gameplay?
Yeah, that would be impossible.
Why is she using Bowser-style shock rings? Can you jump over them?
No, we can't jump in this game.
So why is she using Bowser-style shock rings if you can't jump over them? It is a mystery for the ages.
Oh.
Watch this!
Let's do this!
Okay, she is weak to fire right now. It's one of those games where it's not so much an elemental weakness circle as it is every element is both strong against and weak to one opposite it.
Oh, I hate those.
Yeah, I'm not keen on them.
I hate those because it's really difficult to get any kind of decent advantage. How are you meant to strategize if there's no way to get the upper hand? That's what strategy is all about. I'm flashback into that stupid summoning battle with what's-his-face with the stupid hair from Final Fantasy X. Yeah, the guy with so much hair gel in his hair that he should have been able to just, like, attract sin just by himself.
Yeah, Seymour.
That's the one.
Yeah, his boss battles were really difficult later on. Apart from the last one, which was actually pretty easy. Hey, we beat her. That wasn't that difficult.
I did good, didn't I?
Oh, I didn't even notice.
I'd still like to have a Valkyria Chronicles game where you have a Valkyria as a party member. Like a weakened Valkyria who has the cool lance that maybe doesn't have a shield.
It's working?
But what about if they have the cool shield but not the lance?
The lances were really cool part though.
Well, this one doesn't have a lance or a shield.
No, it's just a
It's not a
scythe.
farming implement.
She was from the Valkyria farming class.
Oh my god, your tits look ridiculous.
They do, they're absurd. And that's just her like, did her tits just get bigger?
Like, they're so unbelievably huge. They don't fit her frame. And look at that flashback. What did they do to make her tits look like that?
Distractingly gigantic. Look at them.
They took what should have been interesting and menacing looking shots of her in her coat and made them comical.
She looks hilarious.
Princess!
Why are you fine?
Voice. The song. It echoes through my mind.
Oh, you're one too, aren't you?
These words for as long as I remember. A prayer for my people's safety and for my kingdom's prosperity. Even now, for our country and everyone here, I offer my song to the heavens above. Hear me.
Even now, for everyone here, I offer my prayer to the heavens above. Can't read my. No, you can't read my poker face. She don't want to love nobody.
God, that's so distracting.
It's so ridiculous.
See, this is the thing, it's like, those dudes who complain about us complaining about characters that look like that is, like, I don't think they seem to understand that we don't do it because we hate sex. We complain because it looks stupid and it's distracting. This should be quite an emotional, interesting scene, and we should probably be complaining about how the princess suddenly has singing magic powers, but we're too busy complaining about how disproportionately massive that woman's breasts are.
Literally the size of her head.
What did the princess just do? A Galder. She used a Galder. Galder?
What's that?
I don't know much in detail.
Of course she has a secret power. Still, that was pretty amazing.
It must be nice to be you. Your optimism knows no bounds. I'm a little uneasy about that. It's an unfamiliar power.
It scared me how strong it
I
was.
didn't even realise that woman was wearing strappy heels.
Now we have a means to fight back.
No, I didn't realise until you just said that
To
either.
learn more about this burden the princess bears.
It's morning.
We've been fighting all night.
Would you look at that? To think they'd beat the Reaper. Glad I got to enjoy the show, albeit from the cheap seats. But the Princess Platoon really stole the spotlight. What a strange power that girl has.
Your Excellency, shall we call back the retreating units?
No need. We already lost this battle. As for the war, Jutland's army is the least of our concerns. To bring down Vanargand, we'll need to start planning ahead. Looks like things are finally getting interesting.
Lure the Jutland army into an industrial area with no escape, then have the Valkyria inflict a devastating blow. That was Emperor Claudius's intent, but it was halted by the activities of the Vanargand.
Like, is Jutland supposed to look like something too?
Vindegarde takes action in Jutland.
Maybe.
It just, it kind of looks like some kind of animal head on from the side.
Valkyria was a sign of
Might be a
large
wolf's head.
attack and appealed to the king for a ceasefire. However, Solomon the traitor opposed that by focusing on the results that were.
There were many groups in Parliament who were now openly asking, why are we trusting this guy called Solomon, the traitor?
You exaggerate. The casualties accrued were well within expected contingencies.
How can you say such a thing?
Your Majesty, this is how I perceive it. The deployment of a Valkyria proves that the Empire acknowledges us as a threat. This is a monumental achievement. The Empire had no intention of negotiating a ceasefire in the first place. That is why they used the Valkyria. Thankfully, our army has the anti-Valkyria squad, and they have proved to us that a Valkyria is nothing to fear. That is why we should set up an environment in which we can arrange a treaty to our benefit. If we think of the people's suffering and anguish, it's obvious what we must do.
I'm still very, very confused as to what the Rouge Empire's goal was with all this.
What, the economic blockade?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was to do with, like, they want more Ragnite from Jutland, and Jutland was like, nada. So they were like, fine, economic blockade.
But they said they were having problems importing Ragnite.
Yeah, I think maybe just who's trying to expand.
I think it might have just been expansion.
Yeah.
God, you look ridiculous.
You look so stupid.
According to Gustav, the girl's voice overpowered your own. Leave the little songbird to me. Mark me. You and I share life itself. Your enemies are mine. Have you finished licking your wound?
Yes, sire.
Our hunter has fallen again to the fangs of the wolf.
I have brought shame to your empire.
No matter. To err is human, to forgive divine. Maxine, we shall grant you opportunity to redeem yourself.
I am grateful, your majesty.
You know of the Princess Ophelia, no?
Indeed. I have crossed blades with her several times in the battlefield.
To hear tell of the recent battle, she too can sing Galder.
Galder?
This new magic is said to rival even that of the Valkyria. Who knew such a rose could blossom amidst the Jutish fields?
The princess wields it.
Of course. Her powers pale in comparison to the Reapers, but a thorn in our side cannot be ignored. Therefore, we wish for you to assassinate Princess Ophelia.
Assassinate?
Correct.
But my liege, how would I even get close enough? I literally have white hair.
Our predecessors learned that piece of
He could wear a wig, but not change his outfit.
A wig of the same colour that's slightly longer.
Assassination is not the way for a king to fight. Your majesty has always boldly gone to battle to take what you desire. That is your imperial majesty's path of power.
No, it's literally
You
how.
dare to lecture us on the way of kings?
No, that
No,
was not.
no, assassin. No, no, Laertes, please stop.
Nothing matters but that which leads us on the road to rule.
I feel like Claudius would be more intimidating if he just had like a really big black Labrador next to
We
him.
ordained the Grand General because we deemed you fit to follow.
It's like, oh, you seek to lecture us on the way of kings. No, no more. No more. Hold on, Laertes. No more. You're a good girl. You're a good girl.
Assassinate the Princess
Maxim.
Cannot.
Did you not come to learn, to drink from our well of wisdom?
Allow me to fulfill that duty.
Victor,
I'm glad you have that thing falling down from your belt, because the way you sit otherwise would be really uncomfortable to look at.
Victor,
Also, why is one of your grand generals Moff Tarkin if he took up piracy?
Yes, he does look like I'm talking. I know he looked familiar, but I couldn't figure out what he looked like exactly. You're totally right, that's Grandpa Tarkin.
Okay, let's go look at more of these notebook stories. Let's see. Lamentations of Men.
it's over. Only natural that I survived. But with all this continuous combat, even I have some cause for complaint.
Looks like the young ones are at their limit. Well, the battlefront's increased and we've been fighting non-stop. It's about time the rookies would feel it. What a disgrace. When I was their age, not good. I'm becoming preachy as I get older. Yes, there's no avoiding it. When we get back, we'll have to rejuvenate them a bit. Do you mean that tradition from the main force? I sure do. You enjoy
Are you gonna fuck him?
Sounds like it.
You're gonna fuck him?
Oh no.
Oh my god, you're both gonna fuck him.
We've stepped into a yaoi manga.
Good of you to make it, gentlemen.
Good gravy, you've got some nerve rounding us up like this. At least let me get some rest and relaxation on my days off.
Don't be like that. The first sergeant has a very important mission. Your full attention, you two.
An important mission?
From this point forward, we will conduct an infiltration op on the shower room.
Whoa!
What the
whoa!
deuce?
You can't do that, Daryl. Bridget and the other ladies are all using it right now. Oh,
Thank you,
don't tell me you
Mixio.
want to spy on them while they shower. That'd be terrible. What are you thinking?
I'll do it!
What? Mr. Isaac, at least think it over a little.
Silence? Didn't your mommy teach you to respect your elders?
My
Yeah, you would.
elders?
Oh, well, I just wanted to be a proper senior to my juniors who have seen non-stop conflict.
And your mother teach you to respect women?
Built up a lot of fatigue?
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I mean your spirit.
My spirit?
Not by making all of their female comrades despise them.
If they see something nice, that alone will fill them with the strength to overcome any obstacle. Fierce combat on the front line abuses the body, wears down the spirit.
Have you not considered that he might be gay?
You engrave those two hills from your memory.
Yeah, he's into Sora from Tales of Desteria.
That's what men are. Don't you agree?
2 hills.
I presume you're talking about tits, but
Do you have such hills that can comfort your soul?
you're from the army. How do you not know that homosexuality is a thing that exists?
Then let us witness them together, so that you too can overcome the hell tomorrow. What's more, this
It would be like if Wolfie encountered Jason and Damon and was like, I had no idea such a thing was possible. Actually, he would do that.
Yeah, but he wouldn't mean it.
He'd pretend he did.
Yeah, but he wouldn't actually mean it.
No, he wasn't.
Well said, Isaac. Hey, Bloom, Isaac said this much. If you don't do this, not a man. Now be true to yourself. Don't you want to see him?
The fact that they're doing this to members of their own squad is like...
It's beyond the pale.
Yeah.
Whoa, Bridget, those are huge! And Tilda's a 10 out of 10. Wow, who'd have thought Helena's skin was so smooth?
You know which military dudes wouldn't do this? The ones in Trails of Cold Steel.
Start washing yourselves, the both of you.
I'll do it.
Yeah, like,
I'm sure this will blow up in our faces, but no regrets.
with the exception of like Marcus's weird little bout of misogyny in the prologue, they have nothing but respect for Laura, Lisa, Emma, and Fee, and Milliam,
Commence operation.
and Angie.
I better keep myself beautiful like Tilda. I'm kind of worried about my tongue.
It'd be funnier if it was just like, go take a incriminating photo of Amleth while he's in the shower. That
Yeah.
would be hilarious.
You're so cute and squishy. Ooh, like here and there.
I think I might be getting... Like, I thought these guys were in constant warfare. How are you gaining weight?
Yeah.
At least do it after you see the real thing. All right, let's open the door to
Your voice actor's really familiar, Daryl.
What's the reckoning? All those women are fully dressed and have weapons pointed at that door.
Pretty high.
Ah.
If you're doing what
That's exactly what it looks like.
Stop now.
Oh, Captain, my Captain, you're a man too, so you understand, don't you? The meaning behind our actions. I beg you, overlook it just this once.
As your commanding officer, I can't allow that.
Ha! Trying to act all cool just when things are getting hot. Must be hard being the captain, hmm? Deep down, you would like to sneak a peek too, wouldn't you, covert pervert?
Please, Captain, I need
I appreciate that dirty line.
So you're the
Presumably Daryl.
Sorry, Captain. I gave these young ones a dream, so I can't stand down now. Can't let you act.
Oh right, that was Sojiro from Persona 5. And also Kirei. Also Kirei.
Like, you're gonna get into a fight with your... What? What?
I'm sorry, Captain.
What the fuck is going on? Why is this happening?
Want to play this? Fine by me.
Is this like someone's fan fiction that got accidentally put into a historical record? Is this a Varric situation?
Varric would never write some shit like this.
Dragon Age AU, where Varric writes exclusively for the anime and JRPG industry.
How serious you all are. I won't stop you.
That was anticlimactic.
No, wait a second.
Turn a blind eye?
No. He's realised something's up with the shower room.
Yeah.
He's going to let them all learn a lesson. Although, how Daryl and Jonda didn't learn this lesson before, I don't know. He was afraid I'd beat him off.
I was just thinking that. I was waiting for you to catch up.
Did you really think you wouldn't be discovered after all that noise?
I mean, something like this was going to happen. It was...
Captain knew. Realized that we'd been found out. He made it look like a retreat, but he won tactically. Well played, Captain.
Hope you boys are ready.
That's definitely a whole thing. Okay, on with the story.
This is a true story.
That was baffling.
Yeah, it was. Also, Michelle, you don't have to keep telling us it's the true story. And frankly, after that last bit, I'm starting to doubt you.
About the bit with the shower room or
Yeah.
the magic singing.
Sure, it's the exact same necklace.
Bit of a shower room.
There's no way one of us would
Also, now I'm wondering if the reason Brunhilde's breasts are so gigantic is because whoever was writing this historical thing, which I'm assuming is Richelle, was just like, and she had massive bazungas. I mean, tremendous bahahazongazoomas. It's just like, Mistress Richelle, what does this even say?
She is, even now. I'm uncertain about that pendant.
Huge zungazongas. Oscar.
Including a new Grand General with advanced augmentation. Not to mention a Valkyria with Miss Maria's pendant and the princess's newfound power. You gonna report all that crazy shit? No. The royal family said not to. I suppose they don't want anyone
It's Miss
to be the
Maria.
princess of Valkyria herself.
I didn't anticipate that a Valkyria would be deployed. You have my
She looks just like her, only with straighter hair and a different colour and massive bazongas.
Classified info is on lockdown. Not too shabby.
Massive Hetsukunga Kongas.
Makes me want to play the bongos.
Ruse clearly means business. Expect to encounter the Valkyria again.
Lucky us. The more they show their hand.
It's sad that a character who's named after so many different historical lady spies is as bland and poorly dressed as Violet.
Of course, Banshee and Company is gonna keep on up.
Yeah. Also, like, doesn't even bother changing her outfit when she's spying on people.
Together. I'll see what I can dig up on Valkyria lore. Might discover something new if we compare it to what we've seen firsthand.
We'll need to look into
It's so clearly Maria.
It's called a gauntlet.
You're gonna see her. Something, 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 something. Maria. Something, something, something.
Something about that before.
Something.
I'm wrong, but it's definitely
Something.
For some reason, my mind keeps supplying Aquamarina, but that's the wrong song. And every single time I try and do Aquamarina, it turns into Down Mexico Way.
Hey, what's up?
I'm sorry. I let Gustav get away.
Oh, that? Forget about it.
If the Empire is taking the war,
That song always made Mexico sound so romantic instead of what it's actually like, which is just kind of normal, but with a lot of violent crime problems that need dealing with.
Yeah.
I think they'd find a new one so fast.
Yeah. Who the hell is this guy?
Laertes, Prince of Upsaria.
Say what?
Ophelia said she was sure. Upsaria's prince.
It could be worse. It could be America.
Scoop.
Just kind of normal, but has
Even if he's
Trump
the real deal,
and a lot of violent crime problems.
And a huge racism problem.
which means the Emperor killed
Yeah,
his
that's
best
part of
friends.
the violent crime problem.
Did he end up a Grand General?
The trust between the Emperor and his Grand Generals is stronger than blood. I'm sure there's a reason he was added.
Vi, could you look into him?
Yeah, I'll dig around.
Thanks.
Ipsaria has calmed down under Jutland's rule. The existence of the
It occurred to you that maybe the Emperor was doing him a favour by killing his parents.
Very. All the more reason to be careful.
Yeah. Also, Violet was unsuited to be a spy. Why? Was she too kind? No, but much like a Super Sentai character, she only had one colour of clothes in her wardrobe. That is why she was known as Treachery Violet. Along with Treachery Blue, Treachery White, Treachery Green, and Treachery... I don't know what colour we'd say Amulet is. Treachery Brown.
I am alright. Although my head is still a bit...
What happened to your right
My
knee?
brother told me what happened. I cannot remember much. Except wanting to protect everyone. By singing. That much I recall quite clearly.
See, this is the thing. Like, we mock Ophelia rightly for her outfit, but look at her shoes.
Yeah, she actually has fairly flat... I think I see, like, small heels there, and honestly, those shouldn't be there. But apart from that, her shoes are kind of what everyone
Yeah,
should be
but those
wearing.
are... You know, the thing about those is that's riding boot heel.
Yeah, that's fine.
Whatever they say about me, the truth is that when Vanderkind really needed me, I failed to prove myself to the anti-Valkyria squad. Where is Godot now? My brother's out. He said he wanted to look something up.
It's... I mean, a certain level of heel is A, acceptable, and B, it might even be more comfortable for the wearer.
Mm-mm.
I mean, I can't wear certain flat shoes. They're just either they're uncomfortable or they just fall off my feet because the arch of my foot is so pronounced. But what the fuck that blonde one thinks she's doing, wearing strappy heels?
Leaving so soon?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Sorry for intruding.
Look, I'm not asking for full
By all means.
period attire, but I am asking that at least you have people dressed reasonably. Well, reasonably.
Yeah,
the,
it's like...
the skirts in Valkyria Chronicles 1 were weird, but they still, if you squinted your eyes, it still looked acceptable.
Freed. What brings you?
Yeah.
We don't have a meeting scheduled
Also, not every female character in Valkyria Chronicles was wearing a skirt, whereas
The guy who just left.
almost every female character on our squad this time is. I'm counting shorts here.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah, you should be counting them. No, it's just that one in a jumpsuit.
Yeah.
The orphanage that burned down 10 years ago.
Whereas for Valkyria Chronicles, most of the female characters were wearing trousers. I think like a third of them were wearing skirts.
Didn't they also have boots that went so high up their legs they were basically just completely covered anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, it's still a weird design choice, but I mean, their legs are mostly covered. And the only bits that aren't covered are unlikely to get injured. So I can let it go, even if I do think it's dumb. And part of the reason I can let it go is because they're fully rounded characters.
Yeah, Valkyria Chronicles did a very good line in having a shit ton of characters and having them all be rounded people.
Explain yourself, knave. Clamming up again. Do you take us for fools, you baseborn?
Are you finished? I acknowledge your complaint. Seems there's room for improvement in my command style.
And you are just turning into Squirrel now. Please stop.
Don't hesitate to speak up if there are any further complaints in the future. That goes for all.
Look at her shoes!
Oh god, yeah.
This is a night out with the girls, bitch. This is war.
You have great time.
We wanted the captain to explain with his words what happened at Avalon.
You're referring to when he disappeared.
Don't you find that suspicious? He just ran off without telling us a thing.
It happened in Molda, too. He acted on his own. It's unusual.
And you all feel the same?
Well, we don't plan to yap on about it as much as a certain someone, you know. It's just, well, we want to do
We
something.
think he might be running off and committing war crimes.
Ophelia, do you know anything about this? No, no.
Goddo was there too.
Oh yeah. Meanwhile, just like, I've never committed war crimes. Guys.
If that's
Guys.
the case, that's a big problem. It means the captain doesn't trust our abilities.
Oh, Hans.
This unit was
Hansy,
created to
Hansy,
eliminate
Hans,
the threat of
Hans.
the Valkyria. If we aren't trusted, we won't be able to risk our lives when it's needed most.
You're a soldier too. You get what Bridget's saying, don't you?
Now do you understand the severity of the situation? We can't carry on like this.
I trust each and every last one of you. I wouldn't be here if not for all of you. I thought for sure the Valkyria was going to kill me. But then you guys showed up. And we won. The anti-Valkyria squad won. Captain. If we work together, we can overwhelm the Valkyria. I have a responsibility to bring victory to Jutland. And I'll need your strength to do that. I'm counting on all of you.
Don't look at me. I shan't be fooled by such words. Besides, that was no explanation. 'Twas a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
I think it best to drop this matter.
Excuse me?
It's true the captain's behavior as of late has been suspect. And I can't...
Isaac, why do you talk like this? Literally no one else does. Not even the fucking princess talks like this.
I think he's trying to look more cultured than he is.
Actions, and let their judgment after the campaign winds down.
It just
Do
sounds
you find that
silly.
agreeable, Captain?
I have no objections.
Then the matter is settled. We remain on standby until the next mission. Dismissed.
What?
Jordan. Roger.
What the deuce? Now see here, I still haven't even...
Well, now, we have a standby order. That means it's time for drinks.
I hope I didn't overstep my bounds.
I ain't gonna fuck him.
Not at all.
Probably, yeah.
I want to trust you. Yes, sir.
Fade to Black was probably just like history student boy being like, Rochelle, please stop.
Whatever's between you and the Grand Generals causes you to lose your composure. The fire at the orphanage in Malta. The children who survived. Claudius looking
Maybe,
at that same time.
maybe that whole bathroom thing was just Rochelle desperately trying to pretend all of these men are straight. Man, they're really getting tired out. We should do something for them. How about that old army tradition? And then she's like reading her notes going, oh my god, they had an orgy. No! We're heterosexual heroes! No, they were going to violate their female compatriots' privacy and potentially completely undermine the cohesion of their elite army units. That's better. That's the right thing to have happened.
Anything unusual happen? I saw one of your men leaving the newspaper's office.
Godot is looking into my past. He learned about the orphanage. The fire. He knows there were survivors.
The article from 10 years ago. I should have destroyed it.
He became suspicious because of my behavior during the last mission. We need to be careful.
Right. Well, better tell the others. I'll mention it to Vi and Saul. Need to speak with them about the next column anyway. You tell Baz. He ought to be at his factory. See ya.
By the way, it occurs to me that the journalist guy looks like, was it Makoto from Free?
Oh yeah, he does.
Well, what's he doing in a line of treachery?
Yeah, well, he is an orca.
Yeah, he can't be blamed then. Unlike the other four, he's morally pure.
Yeah, he just wants to murder. He loves murder so much.
Come on in. Look at the quality. Come back anytime.
Okay, this is part of the problem. Look at all these NPC women.
Definitely
Look
that.
at how they're dressed.
Yeah.
Which begs the question, why are any of the main female characters dressing like that at all? Right, to fair to Valkyria Revolution, this is not the first game I've had this very problem with.
Oh yeah.
Although, I suppose in Shadow Hearts, most of the female characters, like the female NPCs you run into, are, well, you're in China.
Take your time.
Yeah.
So, their outfits aren't, like, completely comparable to what the white women in your party are wearing anyway. I suppose because they look so out of place, they manage to look less out of place. Also, like, most of the NPCs are wearing those, like, cool, practical Chinese outfits of trousers and nice long-sleeve tops. So, yeah, it's like the most modern thing anyone in that game is wearing. Because the second you get into the military and stuff, they're all wearing, like, old-fashioned Western male clothing.
guess I should probably upgrade other people's stuff.
Pretty good, yeah? See ya.
Ooh, actually, let's upgrade our weapons.
How about this? See ya. What's the matter? We've got a new assignment.
Ooh, we have reports we can turn in.
Well done. Well done. Well done.
Of course it's a black saber. He's right there. How did I not see this before? I feel so you know why I didn't see it before? I was so confused as to why part of Denmark was that close to Russia and that far south. But the weird thing is, Jutland seems to be where Turkey is in its entirety, only smaller.
Yeah. It's weird. I mean, I know that due to European drift exacerbated by factors such as Eurovision, Denmark is moving slowly south and closer to Russia, in large part as a way of sabotaging the bloc voting that helps Russia out every Eurovision. But
let's do this.
Like, Eurovision hasn't even
Empire's
started.
true reason for expansionism.
Yeah, the Rus Empire has just foreseen the eventual creation of Eurovision and wants to get a start on, like, setting up the cultural landscape for bloc voting early.
Commander down. To arms.
I'm not sure why this game is called Valkyria Revolution. There doesn't seem to be an actual revolution in it.
I think because it's taking place at the... well, actually, I know why it's called Valkyria Revolution. Like, in Japanese, its name is Revolution of the Azure Valkyrie. They're like, no shit, that's too long. We're going to call it Valkyria Azure Revolution, like it's taking place during the Azure Revolution. And we're like, no, that's also too long. We're going to call it Valkyria Revolution.
But that... I know they're talking about a technological revolution, but the fact of the matter remains that when you say revolution in a video game title, people expect it to be a military revolution. And this game has war in it. This isn't a revolution, this is just a normal war.
Rest in peace. Their numbers are rising. Terribly sorry.
Yeah, eat smoke.
Rest in peace. Wasn't that a fun lesson? Out of my way, Brock.
Why is he
Evasive action. Be gone.
I'll show you.
Terribly sorry. Evasive action.
Retreat!
Taste my blade.
Here it comes!
Observe the enemy.
In the name of justice.
Light him up! Let's end this!
Begin the lesson.
Out of my way!
Begin the lesson.
Numbers are rising.
Observe the enemy. You should have studied this.
Onward to victory.
Who's next? Who's next?
In the
You're mine!
There is no one to arms.
All right, let's do this!
Let us dance.
You ready?
Studied us.
Got your back!
Watch this!
Victory.
All right.
Terribly sorry.
No match for us!
Onward to victory.
Farewell.
Flowing water! Earthquake! Mission complete! Hoorah!
Oh, my Kingdom 4, like a game set up like, I don't know, a magic military academy a la Final Fantasy Type 0, and like they actually acknowledge the weird JRPG grading thing as like it's just your teachers grading you on your default. Wait, that's Trails of Coast Still. That's exactly what that does.
Well done.
Never mind, related or post cancelled.
Well done.
I'm impressed.
Wonderful. Op details are as follows. That is all. Dismiss.
Let's do this.
In the name of Jutland!
That all you got?
The tides are turning!
All right.
Let's begin the lesson.
To arms!
Light 'em up!
In the name of Jutland!
All right.
Affiliate, please.
Who's next? Got your back.
Power comes from within. This will settle it! Tides are turning!
Take the offensive.
Let's begin the lesson. I won't go easy.
I'm not done yet. No way. Commander down. Why is this happening? I'm not done yet. Oh, don't be so soldier. No way.
Rest in peace.
Take cover. No way. No way. Who's next? Take cover. Not done yet.
Pardon me!
Not done yet. All right.
Rest in peace.
All right. Battle's going our way. Who's next?
Farewell.
I'm gonna attack. I'll murderize him.
You do not want to hit these, do you?
All right.
Now these barrels, which are bright red and have the word caution very obviously painted onto them.
Yeah.
Wow, I wonder what
Hit
happens
the
if you whack
explosive.
those.
Hit the explosive barrels, you coward! explosive bells.
That all you got?
Mission complete.
What's the matter? Well done. Well done. Up details. That is all.
Actually, I think we did that Avalon one. Let's crack on with the story.
Up details are as follows. That is all. Dismissed. Yo.
Let's do this. Let's end this.
How did Basil even manage to, like, do any good in business? Because businessmen are quite stuffy and wouldn't appreciate his loose way of talking. But we know how. Cheating.
Yeah. Cheating, and based on what we know about Basil, upon trading sexual favours.
Let me see. Pretty good, yeah? Hell yeah.
I don't. Could you not blow up your own men, please?
The settings haven't changed, and also one of our employees is dead. He killed Greg. He had already RSVP'd for a New Year's party. What a senseless waste of an invitation. I'll have to contact the caterers.
Watch this. All right.
Baz, are you trying to assassinate Goddo? Because I'm pretty sure Goddo's expecting this at this point. In fact, you could say he's waiting for it.
Oh. Damn you! Damn you to hell! I don't think these characters are all named after characters from plays.
Yeah, I think they might be.
Mummy wonders what if, like, this is just Denmark because somebody was just like, you know, we wrote a story which is fundamentally about Switzerland. We put it where Denmark is. Maybe we should do something about Denmark. And somebody else was like, oh, I know, we'll do that, but we'll put Denmark where fucking Turkey is.
I own myself for Jutland.
I'm looking forward to the alternate reality Valkyria Chronicles game, which is culturally Turkey, but it's inexplicably in the Iberian Peninsula.
How was it?
Of course, that said, I have come up with a logical reason why it is where it is, but at the same time, that's
But it's far from the maximized output.
I barely know about that, and I can't imagine many more people do.
That juice. Bet it'd pull the crap out of a light tape in just one hit. Is something diverting its primary power source? Or are the current synchronization levels insufficient? Oh hey, thanks for the help, Am. We're gonna crank up the heat on this monotech, so come by later to check it out.
We're gonna crank up the heat on this Manatech, so come by later to check it out. Oh, but don't come between 6 and 9, because that's when I'm doing my part-time job for Shinra.
Oh, it seems a letter has arrived.
But from where? How? Who's doing postal services in the middle of a fucking cops?
There's much we can learn by revisiting the past.
Also, how did, like, that letter come, but he didn't see the postman? She just had it in her pocket.
Eating has improved. Huh. The captain's a picky eater? Indeed. He had a terribly...
This framing device is logically inconsistent.
Your Highness scolded the captain? Huh.
My word, Amlet Gronkair. You left your carrots untouched. Your other vegetables, too.
Not again.
Meat and eggs alone do not make for balanced nutrition. This pickiness is most unbecoming in a boy your age, Amlet. I have always eaten every dish presented to me. Now listen, vegetables are very high in nutritional value. Oh, stop right there. I shan't let you get away till you have eaten your carrots, Amlet Gronkair.
So what institute was this?
I don't know.
I can only imagine the look on the captain's face. Now I feel nostalgic. Do you suppose he still avoids eating his carrots? Oh, I have not seen him around today.
The captain's gone out. Something about needing to submit paperwork somewhere.
Have you ever seen the captain not clean his plate, though?
Now that you mention it, I think he's always eaten everything on his plate.
Then he no longer has any likes or dislikes. He has somehow managed to become even less endearing.
So that peasant has a particularly picky palate. Hark, it is Amlet. What the deuce is he gaping at? Is that the mess menu?
Carrot day.
Think I'll go check in on Basil.
Can it be? He makes extra work for himself to avoid consuming carrots. What a child. But now I know his deep, dark secret. I'll share this tasty tidbit with everyone and utterly humiliate him. Hello, lovelies. What perfect timing. Listen, mere moments ago, Hamlet was...
What? There's no way the captain would do something so
They already know.
Come again?
They were there, remember?
True, Miss Bridget. I saw it with my own two eyes just right now.
Just because you two don't get along...
It seems the only child here is you. Let's go, Helena.
Damnations! Curse that Hamlet! Curse him.
That was completely pointless.
There's much we can learn by revisiting the past.
I know these sections are put there to make the characters seem more alive and full, but do you not find that what they're actually doing is making them more one-dimensional?
Should we watch meme 1, meme 2, meme 5, meme 9, or meme 10?
That's an O, not an E.
We shall watch meme 1.
Okay.
Just the final touches, and bingo! My famous dish is done.
Woohoo! Cooking skills top-notch as ever, Mr. President.
But, boss, I'd prefer it if you didn't use the factory's oven. Shut up. It's my company. I can use whatever the hell I want, however I damn well please. You can use the leftovers to cater today's lunch break. So quit whimpering.
Doesn't seem
Yes, sir,
hygienic.
Mr. President. Thank you so very much.
So, for whom did you make that dish?
For my sexy little baby Madeline. Bye-bye.
Another new girlfriend of yours.
It ain't what it... I mean, you know, I could explain.
I know. You didn't switch to a new girlfriend.
How did you not recognize her voice?
It seems even days off are
You literally grew up together. Are you Reen?
Hey, hear me out, Vi. These other girls are nothing but appetizers, honest.
Oh, is that so?
Damn straight. You're my main course.
Then it wouldn't be a problem if someone else were to eat this food, would it?
Of course not.
In that case, why don't we go out someplace together? We'll take this dish with us. No?
You got it, babe. Where you want to go? Don't matter to me, as long as it's with you.
It'll be somewhere nice.
Really do look like a young Dakota Fanning doing an evil face.
Singing I saw all night long. Dear diary, jackpot.
Oh please, you can't be this naive.
Why are we back at the hideout? Hey, shouldn't we be someplace more intimate? You know, to... Freet? What's wrong? Speak to me! Damn, her cover's blown! Who the hell's behind this?
Oh dear. Just as I thought. I had a feeling this was going to happen. Come on. Wake up, Freet. We've brought you food.
Vi? Did it happen again?
Your inability to keep yourself fed hasn't changed, I see.
Wait up. He just fainted because he forgot to eat?
When he was at the newspaper company, his co-worker Eisner kept an eye on him so that this wouldn't happen. But now that he's freelance, that's safe.
Is he diabetic?
He's been cooped up here because he's been looking into the Valkyria. I figured it was about time he'd collapse. Honestly, ever since he was a child, everything goes out the window once he's engrossed in his books or his writing.
Yeah, I don't really have an excuse.
The hell? You only brought me here to feed Freet?
Well, it's less that I brought you and more that I brought the food you made.
Then why'd you say it so suggestively? I thought we were gonna,
We were?
Suppose not.
That's
oh my god, Basil, how do you not know this about this woman?
Stop lying on the ground like that and get up. You need to take care of yourself at least.
She's so obviously in a relationship with Solomon, what the fuck?
So we can't look after you.
I'm trying to be better about it, but sometimes I just get
Or at least she has a crush on Solomon.
completely forget to.
Well, it's just how you are, I suppose. Good luck with that, Baz.
Huh?
Look after him while we're out. You do have the least
I
responsibility.
wouldn't even call this a love triangle. I'm not going to give it that level of fucking recognition.
To cook for a friend than some nameless woman.
say what? I call BS. Like hell I'm gonna do that.
I'll be counting.
She had a name. You just didn't bother to listen to it, Violet.
Yeah, God, Violet.
Can't believe I stood up my date with Madeline for this.
Can't beat Vi. Some things never change. Food looks delicious though, Baz.
Thanks. Make sure to chew it good, you bastard.
Go with spine, Basil. She's never going to want you.
Get together with Freet instead. Freet is a nice guy.
I hear he swims on the side.
I also hear that.
There's much we can learn by revisiting the past.
Let's see. Let's meme 5.
That's all for today's training. When you get back to HQ, be sure to inspect your equipment.
Hey, whose stomach is growling?
Jeez, someone here is far too lax.
I'm terribly sorry. Oh, it was beefy. Such a shameful display. Ever so sorry.
Princess!
Did she just collapse in hunger?
Are you serious?
Stand back, all of you. Give her room.
Huh? What the deuce are you?
Beefy?
Is that coming from her stomach?
It's happening again. What do you mean, again? Princess! Whenever Ophelia gets too hungry, she loses control.
In all my time as her bodyguard, I've never seen her like this.
Something tells me she's never gone hungry in the palace. Since joining the military, she must have started rationing her meals like a normal soldier would. But now she's at her limit.
How? What institute?
Yeah.
How are you children together? She's a princess.
The moment she loses control, she'll go on a rampage.
Did her dad put her into a fucking borderline
What kind of hell did he see?
orphanage just for the show of it?
I need to do something.
No, that can't be right.
Ophelia, if it starts, do whatever it takes to stop her.
Where are you going? What are we supposed to do now?
Odds bodkin, running away without a word. That's why commoners make me so. That's why I can't stand him.
Why don't you give her some of your bread rations, Helena? Maybe that'll tide her over.
Good idea. Here, princess, eat up.
No, don't.
Oh,
You'll only provoke an empty stomach when you feed it parsley. That only made her hungrier.
What do we do? What do we do?
I guess we just wait for the captain.
I wonder what he plans to do.
Oh, for a second I was worried she was a senior.
We just sold out a few minutes ago. Well, can't you make some more? I'm afraid not. Already cleaned out the oven for the day. Please, I have to have it. Sorry, mister. No can do. She's starting to move.
Is this it?
The captain said to stop her no matter what. I know. Let's talk about all the good times we've shared.
I see. Appeal to her reason with the memories we've shared together. Okay. Remember that time we went toe-to-toe in a pastry eating contest at my cafe, Princess?
Fifi, think about the first time we had tea and cake.
You know, she's not very strong. If you thought about just holding her down.
Yeah.
Don't mention food, Helena. You're an idiot.
Hey, don't all those memories and
How are you two this stupid?
just said is having the opposite effect.
How are you three this stupid? Can we make it 4? 4! 5, maybe? Okay, at least Brigitte's not a fucking moron.
Whatever you're doing, Captain, make it quick.
Please, I'm begging you. Isn't there something you can do? Don't be unreasonable. Can't you come back tomorrow? No, she needs it now. Then why don't you go to a different restaurant? It has to be from here. Please, I'll do anything. What is this? I don't even...
Remember how we really got into our chat about those impromptu gourmet dishes you can get at camp?
Or when I talked about how the main force's provisions were terrible, Your Highness reassessed the military's policies. I was so touched.
Remember eating snacks together at night? Keeping it a secret from Godot and Bridget?
One time you sent a lot of snacks to my students.
Hey, your stories are all about food too.
You better get back fast.
Wait, why are they talking about food? I thought they all decided that was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Get out of here, you...
So I looked away for a second and I'm just... Okay, here we go. They are just all really fucking stupid.
I remember you, Sonny. You used to come here all the time. You were still a student. There's some reason for all this ruckus? Well, it is what it is. Fire up the oven.
What? Are you serious?
If it's gotta be us, it's gotta be us. Let's get cooking.
Thank you. I mean your debt.
What do we do? The princess's stomach hasn't settled down at all. At this rate, the rampage...
Princess, stop! I've never felt so powerless as your bodyguard. I can't even feed you when you need it most. Please, Your Highness, hold yourself together. Please!
Good. Dough.
She's coming too.
Fifi?
She looks even more famished. Is she going to make it?
Maybe she held out for as long as she could.
Oh no!
It is fine. Tis better than causing everyone trouble.
No trouble! Being a little piggy's what makes you special. I love the face you make when you pork out in a tasty treat.
Yeah, that's right. You eat things so cheerfully.
When your highness eats food so happily, you seem like a normal girl. Before I realized it,
Let's eat delicious dishes together again! Fifi!
Yes, let us eat, everyone.
Thank you, Gabe, for giving us a woman with an idealised figure who apparently also needs to eat a lot.
A-class work.
Sorry I took so long.
Captain, Fifi's!
kebab?
You took all this time and only brought back a kebab? There's no way the void in her stomach can be filled by a...
Wait, I'm sure the captain knows what he's doing.
Delicious. She's alive again! Pee-pee!
Captain, what is in that kebab? How could it possibly fill her up from just one bite?
That's Ophelia's favorite food, since her institute days.
And like Grunk here. What are you eating there all by
Human
yourself?
flesh.
It's a kebab.
What is this institute?
Kebab?
Yeah.
And why did you seem to be in it as a teenage boy, and she seemed to be in it as a 4-year-old girl?
On the contrary, it is the first time I have heard of it.
And why is she wandering around the streets alone? Is she adopted?
So many questions.
You want some?
My, are you positive? Thank you. Delicious.
It's cheap eats. I'm sure you've had much better back in the palace.
Nay, I say, never have I tasted a delicacy so divine.
How old are they supposed to be?
No idea.
I mean, just looking at them both, you would not think their age gap would be this big.
Yeah, you'd think that Amlet is like in his early 20s and she's maybe 20?
Late teens? Like 18, 19?
For whatever reason, it has to be a kebab from the same place I got them back in school. Had to get the manager to jump through hoops for this.
I can't believe it.
Everyone, I am terribly sorry. Cannot believe I caused so much trouble.
No worries. At least you're okay now.
Yeah, and don't push yourself so hard. If you're hungry, just tell us, okay?
But of course, I shall remember everyone's kind words for the rest of my days.
Well, now that that's settled, why don't we go to Cafe Anderson? After all this craziness, I'm hungry too.
Don't even think about going on a rampage, got it?
I won't.
It seems I've caused you trouble again, Amlet.
The more I see of these guys, the less I like them.
I'm used to it. I just can't believe that's still your favorite food. You're an odd woman.
What can I say?
They just come across as so one-dimensional.
Yeah, they definitely don't have the colour or the depth that the Valkyria Chronicles characters do.
I feel like these little snippets were a mistake. Because they just serve to highlight how boring these people are.
I told you before, you gotta keep your appearance up. You're a princess after all.
Honestly, those two.
Good grief.
It's so natural to them, there's not a damn thing we can say about it.
Huh?
Let's see if there's anyone actually fighting. No.
So these treacherous 5 are basically been manipulating Ophelia since she was a small child.
Does seem that way.
This is a true story.
I feel like this is a true story of rapidly turning into Rochelle's. Remember, I'm not here.
Accurately, they were memorial services, but Ophelia spoke of them as funerals to mourn those who fell in battle.
Historically, the fact that both sides claimed it was their victory was given much attention. Claudius declared that Balthus, who lost his life at the war's onset, had died honorably at the Battle of Avalon.
So he did manipulate the information. I thought it was odd when you said that Balthus died at the beginning of the war. Public records indicate that he was killed in action during the battle at Avalon.
The Emperor capitalized on his death and claimed that Balthus greatly contributed in establishing the current ruse.
Comrades, weep not for Balthus Gretham. Be proud. When the Jutes invaded our colony, like a pack of rabid dogs, it was the Grand General who minimized our losses. We may have lost Avalon, but the damage dealt to those slavering curs was thanks to our dearly departed Balthus. In the face of invasion, we call this a victory.
His aim was to incite the people's hatred toward Jutland. Moreover, he commended Balthus's efforts against the enemy. By emphasizing that, he described Jutland's attack on Avalon as an invasion.
So it was during this time that the Ruse's side of the argument started using the word invasion.
It's the same as how Jutland...
But it was an invasion.
Yeah.
Jutland has no right to any of that land.
Yeah, it's an entirely different country, just like Epsiria.
Avalon and Ipseria are rightfully colonies of Rouge or not. The fact remains.
It's still an invasion.
Yeah!
Who gave their lives for the cause. She conveyed all in her requiem. Freet the traitor continued his column.
And yet she couldn't be bothered to wear black.
Especially with the Valkyria. He wrote that its appearance signified the Empire felt threatened, and it increased the morale of the country.
I find it interesting that you refer to this as directing anger at the Empire, but when the Empire does it, it's inciting hatred.
Yeah.
You are incredibly biased.
Yeah, I'm starting to think Rochelle isn't a reliable source.
Avalon held great meaning to both Jutland and the Empire. But from your account, Professor, there's something that didn't appear in any of the history books. The pendant that the Valkyria had. Why did it upset Hamlet? And why were the traitors so surprised to hear of it?
It seems there are references to Valkyria throughout Europa's history.
How do you mean?
Records suggest that behind every king, lord, and noble house that's left their mark, there's been a Valkyria. Countless leaders have tried to unite Europa through force. All of them blessed by a Valkyria.
Blessed?
That's how some books describe it. Others use the word contract. Honestly, the legends are rather vague. Some say they eat human flesh. Others say you offer your life to them.
No way! We're the ones who are gonna take the Emperor's life.
Well, they're called legends for a reason. I need to do more research. Hopefully I'll find something that explains why the Valkyria had Miss Maria's pendant.
Yo, Am.
Am?
Are Valkyria more like demons in this?
I think so.
In the past, Hamlet the traitor tried to assassinate Claudius for the sake of the pendant's owner. For the sake of rescuing their teacher, Maria Schmeichel. He came close enough to
Maybe Maria had just been wearing a really good sports bra the entire time. And when she became a Valkyria, they gave her a different, less effective bra. literally standing in a courtyard in the middle of the fucking night. I love how disinterested he looks.
That's very much a, for you, that was the day your life changed. But for me, it was Tuesday. Look.
Death itself. A much more fitting epithet for you.
She'd be so much more menacing if her tits weren't so fucking huge. Look how silly she looks when she stands next to the Emperor.
Yes.
Wait, you did this year? When did you find the time off? Why didn't you just throw a grenade at them? Okay, that makes sense. Look at where he was wearing that glowy ring.
On his middle finger.
No, that was his ring finger. It's a contract because they're married. God, this would look much less silly. She looks so stupid!
The attempted assassination of the Emperor.
If they were gonna put her in this mysterious cape thing, they should have put some thought to how she was going to look while she was wearing it. It screams of being designed for either a more modestly blessed woman or a man.
She looks so stupid. I mean, she looks stupid without the cape too, but...
Yeah, she looks less stupid without the cape, because at least then you can look at her character design and go, sexy? Here you're just going, stupid. She looks stupid. Especially since they insist on using these camera angles that look up at her face. But you just get a massive load of boob in the way.
Themselves in their respective fields. Hamlet as a soldier, Solomon as a politician. Freed at the time still worked at a newspaper company. Basil created his foothold in the business world. Violet worked in espionage and began touring foreign countries as a secret agent. All of their actions were for the day they would have their revenge. All the things they learned and experienced would someday help realize their dreams. That's what they believed. Before long, the Valkyria appeared with the Imperial Army and was said to be the country's symbol of progress. Afterward, Jutland was blocked economically by the 4 major powers of the world, initiated by the Ruzi Empire.
The country gradually went bankrupt. Food was plentiful thanks to fertile lands, but Jutland depended on imports for fuel and resources. Once fuel became scarce, it began to affect agriculture. The government used rations to stabilize the life of the people, but even that had its limitations. The situation steadily grew worse each passing day. Rural areas were hit first in an outcry of hunger and poverty.
Around the same time, arguments pressing for war with the Empire grew due to the influence of the traitors. The anti-Valkyria squad was formed as part of that.
Amlet, who had a high compatibility with Ragnite, was selected as a member and was appointed its commander.
Years after the failed assassination, the traitors would meet on occasion to discuss their plans for revenge. When they assumed the battle with the Valkyria, it was evident it would be difficult with only 5 people.
That's the reason for the war? Just for revenge?
Ah, dude, keep up.
The anti-Valkyria squad was created for that purpose?
So, it was Amlet's fault that this embargo happened in the first place?
It does seem that way, yeah.
Okay. No, they weren't. They dragged an unrelated country into their fucking arguments.
I'm sure you realize it, everyone. No matter which of our fields we look from, this country is at its limits.
Not a day goes by the paper doesn't interview someone about how harsh it is. We don't even report on behalf of it.
Money isn't circulating like it used to either.
Intelligence is analyzing what brought this situation about, but it seems the 4 major powers are involved somehow. They haven't determined a main objective yet, or why it happened.
More and more people are applying to join the army. It's one thing guaranteed to provide a regular meal.
So we have the manpower to fight.
I wouldn't call it a battle.
We must capitalize on this situation. I've been saying it all this time. Bring the country into this, start a war. There are no other means to take our revenge.
Putting aside how absurd that idea is, I don't think there's any way to morally justify starting a war.
You've been turning it down with that, but don't you feel anything about this country's wretched state? This economic blockade is unjust. If Jutland itself doesn't raise its voice, nothing will change.
I'm with Saul on this.
You really want to do this?
What other option do we have?
Well, we can work together like before.
Only reason that almost worked was because the Emperor actually left the capital. But he hasn't since. So what do you suggest? We just keep waiting and hoping? I'm done waiting. It's time to take our revenge. And free Jutland from economic oppression while we do.
Indeed. This, too, is for the country.
So you have no problem with sending countless innocents to their deaths? Wars cost lives. A lot of them.
The Emperor kidnapped our teacher and took the lives of our friends.
And you think that warrants the kind of damage war will do?
Loss of life is all the same. Whether it's our friends back at the orphanage or our countrymen in this war.
Violet, why do you always stand like that?
The Emperor has invaded other countries and made them into colonies. How much blood do you think has been spilled? By slaying that tyrant, lives can be saved.
I don't know what's the best choice anymore.
Do you intend to continue waiting for the Emperor to come out? Do you intend to continue living with revenge in
You'll
your
be
heart?
creating a power vacuum in the Rouge Empire.
Part of us already died in that fire.
War sounds good to me. But so does the old wait and see.
Jeez.
And creating a cycle of revenge.
Yeah.
I'll say it once more. This is also for the country. Its recovery and our goals follow the same path.
Well, that may be true, but...
Violet, you're kind. However, if you've chosen to walk the path of vengeance, I'd like you to cast aside that emotion.
I can still hear their screams. Miss Maria, our friends.
Did you guys forget already?
What?
The coin, huh? I forgot that we had that.
Things were simpler back at the orphanage, weren't they? Any tough choice came down to the flip of a coin. Come on, has Lady Luck ever let us down?
I don't think so.
What coin?
That's because fortune favors the bold.
The coin you just flipped.
We'll wait and see.
Yeah, but, like, it's just adding this new thing in here.
Heads, it's wartime. Tails, we wait.
Agreed.
All right. Here goes nothing. Heads.
Wait, Professor. You're saying they flipped a coin to decide whether or not they should start a war? That's terrible no matter how you look at it. It's no wonder they were convicted. It's already bad enough they did it for revenge.
Please, don't misunderstand them. It gets hidden behind the intensity of the word revenge. But it is true they looked at Jutland's poverty and believed they must take a stand.
Two of them believed that.
Jutland's state then can't compare to the prosperity it sees now. But this news is
The rest were just like, we must obey the coin.
How do I process all this? Tell me, Professor. What did they do afterward? How did they confront the Valkyria?
Then allow me to continue.
This game is kind of baffling because they're trying to go, no, you must feel sorry for them. And I'm like, well, I objectively don't.
Yeah. Rochelle is just kind of showing up as the ghost of treachery past her.
Can't you defeat it?
Can you imagine what she'd say about Lupu?
Now, you must not misjudge Lubu. But he betrayed Tito like 12 times, yes, but he was conflicted over it.
No, he wasn't. Well, maybe the first 4 times. But after that... I love my traitorous son, but come on.
Anything in the conditions, or the way it shook out? The conditions.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it turned out that the only reason that orphanage got burned down is because Miss Maria point blank refused to go with them in the first place.
Hmm.
In which case, it's kind of her fault.
Yeah. As soon as the sun came out, it ran off, despite having the advantage. Daybreak. Maybe. Yeah, the sun. Something about it scares the Valkyria off.
Now that you mention it, the times that a Valkyria has been seen on the battlefield have
He's just not a vampire.
Then our approach is simple. We avoid night battles.
Yeah.
Don't stop the presses just yet.
I don't think this information needs to leave this room.
The army needs to know. If they can steer clear of the Valkyria, they can avoid a lot of unnecessary casualties.
I'll report it in then. You won't be brought under suspicion that way. They've questioned the source of the intel and whatnot.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of reporting in, the identity of that augmented soldier Anne asked me to look into, that really was the Prince of Ipsaria.
Is that intel from your usual piece of man candy?
Oh, which man are you referring to? I'm rather popular, you know. My web at the Officers Club is expanding.
Damn. What happened to our innocent little Vi?
Carry on.
Jeez. No need to be so grim. He's apparently working as the Emperor's instrument of destruction, as a human experiment for augmentation. He's being deployed to various battlefields as a secret weapon.
That sounds dreadful.
Doesn't it? Hey, think we can pull the prince in as an ally? He must be close to the Emperor if he's a Grand General.
Maybe it's all an act and he's waiting for a chance to avenge that whole regicidal killing spree business.
No. We need the prince to disappear.
Why?
I want to keep it so the prince was murdered by the Empire. Ipsaria started to function with the interim government. In order to have the Ipsarians follow Jutland, we focused on the fact that both of our countries were oppressed by the Ruzi Empire.
You know, we've been streaming for a while, bro.
The thought that their royal
Yeah, I'm trying to stop after this mission.
He's right. I wrote a column saying as much. I just want to point out suppressing this is a very Solomon thing to do.
Loose lips sink ships, you know.
Indeed. If they discover their prince is alive, Ipsaria will be swayed to his side. Jutland would lose its jurisdiction. Listen, Henry. Find him on the battlefield and strike him down. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Even more so since he's calling himself a Grand General. He's only an enemy to us. Hamlet?
Sure. No problem.
Also, there's one other thing.
I think I'm gonna have to cut out early, bro. Sorry.
In that case, I'll just wait until we have a chance to save. So just hold on till then. Presumably after this cutscene it will drop us on off of the promenade.
You're not serious.
I hope it does.
I don't think that's wise.
No shit. We better be prepared to deal with the big guy.
Godot's under my charge. Leave it to me.
Captain, care to spar?
Sure.
Ah, for God's sake, Godot.
Let's do this.
Hang on. Let's finish this quickly. If you have to meander off, we'll be stopping as soon as we get to the point where we can save anyway.
Still looking at my past.
So feel free to head off at your leisure.
Okay. Well, it was fun. I'll see you later, bro.
See you later.
Leave it to me. I told her about the past. Leave it to me.
That's how that place is at the present. I've chosen to keep my speculations to myself. For now.
You'll regret this. That all you got? Now.
What matters most right now is maintaining the squad's sense of unity. I will do all I can to make sure the squad works cohesively come mission time. That is why I urge you to avoid conducting yourself in a suspicious manner, Captain.
Yeah, we get it, Godot, we get it.
I hear you.
As for the rest of you, this isn't a show.
Crap.
Perhaps a week of latrine duty is a fitting punishment?
I defer to your judgment, Lieutenant.
Well then, we should likewise head back to base.
And here we are. Well, we will leave it there for today. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. We'll probably do .hack GU next.